What's up, guys? Hockey TikToky is back with an all-new video. In today's video podcast, I'm talking about the fact that the Calgary Flames have been a freaking roller coaster this entire season, guys. I woke up this morning feeling so unsure about this team right now, guys. I mean, it's December 1st. It's December, and Calgary is now sitting in a wild card playoff spot, which, if you told me at the beginning of this year, if you told me a month ago that Calgary would be sitting in a wild card playoff spot to begin the month of December, I'm sure most people, a lot of people, would be really happy with that. They'd say, well, that's great. That's great news to hear that Calgary's sitting in a wild card spot to begin the month of December. I'm sure that a lot of people would have said that coming into the year, but the fact of the matter is, guys, that this team has had so many highs and so many lows. It's just an absolute roller coaster from the beginning of the season right to the point that we are at right now. So I wanted to sort of break that down a little bit for you guys so you can understand what's been happening to this team since the beginning of the year. So I wrote it down just to remember, but Calgary started the year with a record of 5-0-1 in their first 6 games. So they collected 11 out of 12 points to begin the season. Small sample size, I know, but they looked like one of the best teams, one of the top teams in the entire league for that small sample size of just 6 games to begin the year. Then, the next 6 games, they went on to win just 1 out of a possible 6 and dropped the rest all in regulation to collect just 2 out of a possible 12 points. So they went from 11 out of 12 points to 2 out of 12 points to begin the year in their first 12 games of the season. Then they leveled off a little bit. They got 2 wins and 2 overtime or shootout losses. So they collected like 6 out of 8 points. Not bad for that small stretch of 4 games. And then they pick things right back up again with a homestand, going, I think, 4-0 during their homestand there. And now, in the last 5 games, since going 4-0, they are now 0-4-1, collecting just 1 out of 10 points in their last 5 games. So it has been truly just an up and down season, guys, right from the beginning. It's an absolute roller coaster, and it makes it very hard to kind of understand how to evaluate this team, because a lot of people were hoping that the team would tank at the beginning of the year so that they could get a better draft pick. But then after the first 5-6 games of the year, they started thinking, oh, maybe they should start winning more games. They're trying to get better and improve so they can make the playoffs. They go on a skid, they lose 4 or 5 in a row, and then suddenly they're right back where they started. And it's unfortunate, guys, because it doesn't allow for people to see like the team for what it could truly be sometimes, you know, like sitting in a wild card playoff spot in December. Like I said, that would have sounded great at the beginning of the season if you had no idea how they got there. But going 5-0-1 and then 0-4-1 and then back and forth like that, it's not a really great recipe for stabilization, like to have a stable team like that. So I guess it's just going to be one of those years, guys. It's going to be a roller coaster ride all year. You know, we had some really high highs, and now we're getting to some low lows. You know, losing to Pittsburgh on a back-to-back night after losing to Columbus, 2 of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, back-to-back, giving up a ton of goals after having such great team defense and great goaltending the last little bit here. It's coming back down to earth, and unfortunately, the offense is not doing what they need to do in order to make this team successful. Kadri and Huberdeau are two veteran superstars, are two leaders of the team when it comes to not only what they should be producing points wise, but also just leadership wise and everything. And they were the two lone goal scorers last night against Pittsburgh. So I guess you have that going for you if you're on the side of hoping that the Flames team can come back. But if you look at the offense as a whole, I think it's now something like 20 games in a row where the Flames have scored less than 4 goals. Like it's either been 3 or 2 or 1 or less in the last 20 games. So they need to start producing goals. They need to start putting pucks into the back of the net if they want to keep their chances alive. And one glimmer of hope that I could see, guys, is that the Flames have beaten some good opponents this year. Don't forget that they've already defeated Minnesota, who is now, I think, second in the entire league. Earlier this season, they've defeated the New York Rangers, who are a Stanley Cup favorite coming into the beginning of the year. And I think they've defeated Vancouver at one point, who was a top team around this time last year. And they have some signature wins under their belt at this point. They had some strong performances against some of the stronger teams in the league as well. I think they performed admirably against Carolina and against Winnipeg earlier this year, even though they might not have picked up the win. And so, it's not all doom and gloom right now, guys. It's just like riding a roller coaster, and right now we're on the bottom of the friggin' slide. We're on the very bottom of the slide. Hopefully the Flames can start pulling themselves back up, and that this losing streak will come to an end, and they can get themselves back on track and get back into the win column. So yeah, that's my little Calgary Flames rant of the day, guys. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe, please. Thank you for the support.